FTX exchange filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy recently. Many people are in doubt as to whether the CEO, Bankman-Fried, has defrauded them. Some are saying the employees were involved in drugs and sexual intimacy with each other.
Really?
Bankman-Fried speaks for the first time, and we are going to give you the best of the best highlights from the interview. Ex-FTX CEO Bankman-Fried spoke for the first time since his cryptocurrency exchange FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in a virtual interview from his home based in the Bahamas to the New York Times Dealbook Summit, where he was interviewed for over an hour on the details of his financial dealings and mismanagement of customer funds by Andrew Ross Sorkin. Dealbook is a print and digital news section in the New York Times that was founded by Andrew Ross Sorkin in 2001. In 2011, the Dealbook Summit was launched as a way to convene the day's most essential voices in a one-day event that brings the dynamism and urgency of Dealbook reporting to life, live on stage. Regular tickets cost $2,499 each. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky were among the plethora of well-known figures present this year. People like us cannot be on Dealbook Summit looking at the standards. We are not even popular in our small hood. Google can't even find us. How can we be on New York Times? Sam Bankman-Fried was given a direct introduction by Sorkin, who said that there are two perspectives on the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX.
Yes. And I know we'll get into all of the details in a moment, but I'm just going to go very basic. There's a generous view, and the generous view is that you are a young man who made a series of terrible, very, very bad decisions. The less generous
customers are lured into a service in the hope for good returns which never come. We will see if he actually defrauded his customers later in the video. Bankman-Fried acknowledged that as CEO, he had responsibilities to investors, regulators, and employees, and admitted that he made a lot of mistakes. "I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone," Sam Bankman-Fried replied, adding that he was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago. These answers seem to push for more generous reading, but their vagueness failed to dispel the perceptions that the public holds. You could see the surprise from their faces. All the audience were smiling after hearing that statement. In their heads, Sam is telling lies.
It's all lies!
Interview, Sorkin asked how concerned Sam was about criminal liability at this time. Sam replied that it sounds weird to say, but that is not what he is focusing on for now, and that some time will come when he will be in a place all by himself and think about his future. Sounds weird to say, but that's not what I'm focusing on. There's going to be a
focusing on. There's going to be a time and a place for me to sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it.
In the video, he expressed regret on numerous occasions, but insisted that he was unaware of the specifics of what had happened and why, stating clearly that he had failed in his responsibility as FTX's CEO, while highlighting a lack of supervision and bad risk management. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of our posts on the progress of the filing and future interviews of Sam Bankman. Sorkin, at another point, asked Sam about an interview he did over Twitter DMs with a reporter at Vox about what it meant to look good in corporate America, and that a lot of the things that he was doing were for PR purposes. Bankman-Fried replied by saying that it was supposed to be a chat with an old friend who happened to be a reporter, and it ended up being reported. He added more by saying that he genuinely cared about important issues such as malaria, animal welfare,
or, to my knowledge, taking actions to protect FDM's clients and customers there.
Can we just go back for just 1 second? I apologize for belaboring this point, but
and basically knows they're kind of dumb, that these are not things that are making a large impact on the world, he said. Sorkin asked Sam to lots of laughs from the audience, "What are your lawyers telling you right now? Are they suggesting this is a good idea for you to be speaking?" "They are very much not," Sam Bankman-Fried replied, to more laughs from the audience. The classic advice: don't say anything, recede into a hole. That's not who I am. "That's not who I want to be," he said, adding that he has a duty to talk and explain what happened, and doesn't see what good is accomplished by him sitting in a room pretending the outside room doesn't exist if there is anything he can do to try and help customers and investors out there who lost their funds.
Great news, sir. Great.
Bankman-Fried asserted that instead of attempting to persuade politicians to arrange meetings with regulators or secure a direct clearing regulation through the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, he donated to political candidates who would advance the cause of preventing future pandemics, CFTC. Bankman-Fried added that the emphasis on obtaining exchange licenses all over the world was a distraction from failing to invest in risk management practices and compliance with conflict of interest rules which contributed to the collapse. If you don't invest in risk management, it doesn't matter what business you're in. It's a risky business. Gary Cohn. In response to questions from Mr. Sorkin on FTX employees' suspected drug use, Mr. Bankman-Fried also claimed that the company had a mild work environment. "There were no wild parties," he said. "At our parties, we played board games. 20% of people would have a corner of a beer each, and the rest of us would not drink anything." Recently, after Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX collapse, there was a problem in the block fee company also. In the following video, we have explained the reasons behind the bankruptcy and what it means to the crypto community that you should check out.